Question's this: how do you end a man before he ever has a chance to begin? You handcuff him, render him powerless, reinforce him with guards. And that is exactly, under cover of darkness, what the Biden and Harris administration has now done. The DOJ is bringing in reinforcements by the truckload, and they're preparing for all hell to break loose. What do they have planned for Trump? The wheels are already in motion. While you've been distracted with all the useless headlines of Kamala Harris, we have a major report to bring you about these wheels in motion and how they are going to end his presidency before it ever has a chance to begin. And that's the story I'm going to bring you here in just 1 minute. Now, I can't thank you all enough for being back here again today. If you think you're subscribed to the channel, double check. If you're new here, welcome home. Make sure you subscribe. You know, we do a lot of work here. We do a lot of work at Lisa Haven's channel. And then we have our exclusive content that you can only find at restrictedrepublic.com. That's your means of supporting me so I can continue to bring you these messages. It's why I bring it up. That's my sponsor, ourselves. But in exchange for your support, we give you more news. That's our thank you for all you've done to support us. RestrictedRepublic.com. Use discount code INDEPENDENCE in monthly checkout. $4 a month for 2 years. Best part, cancel anytime. Go to your dashboard and cancel whenever you wish. That's how confident we are. Once you're there, you'll go nowhere else for your news that matters. Right now, 14 days free, simply for checking it out at RestrictedRepublic.com. But now let's get back to this broadcast. So for those of you who may not have been watching, the Biden-Harris regime busted, thankfully, hopefully this gets out a lot wider. I want you to share this video, using a secret rule to Trump-proof the entire Department of Justice. They have two departments in particular to focus on. How do you Trump-proof something? Well, there's a schedule available to them that they are utilizing to handcuff Trump before he can ever begin. Biden and Harris have been rapidly Trump-proofing the Department of Justice as the election looms near. And Biden and Harris caught Trump-proofing DOJ with midnight appointments, and they are in full tilt. We're going to wrap back around to that story, but they're doing many things to prevent Trump right now. I hope you've been following the RFK saga, suspending his independent presidential campaign, supporting Trump. Now, there was a thought process behind that, because if he could remove himself from certain state ballots, it would give Trump a better chance of winning. But what happens if that isn't allowed? And that's exactly what's happening in several states. States keep denying RFK Jr.'s request to be removed from their ballots. We'll go state by state. The swing states to focus on in particular, because in some of those states, he may be unable to withdraw his name. How convenient that is. In about 10 battleground states where my presence would be a spoiler, I'm going to remove my name, and I've already started that process and urge voters not to vote for me, Kennedy stated. He knows the urgency of this. So let's focus on 7 key states, shall we? Arizona, it got through. Thankfully, his name will be removed. RFK's campaign filed official paperwork with our office today, withdrawing him from Arizona's 2024 election. That filing will be available on our website tomorrow, so his name will come off the ballot. At least at time of this recording. Things tend to change quickly. Georgia is in question, but wait, there was a ruling. Yeah, there was a case, and there was a ruling by a judge against allowing Kennedy and 3 others on Georgia's presidential ballot. Should take him off the ballot, except one man this now gets kicked up to. And you know who he is? That's right, Raffensperger, who has the choice, if he so choose, to still put him on the ballot. What will he do? We know how embattled this relationship between Trump and Raffensperger's been. Now we're going to see what he decides to do. That could throw that state into question. Michigan absolutely blocked it. RFK will appear on the ballot. Will appear on Michigan ballot despite suspending his campaign. They're not going to take it down. The Democrats who worked so hard to get his name off the ballot now suddenly want it to stay on because they believe, and RFK believes, that will hurt Trump's chances. Nevada, at time of this recording, however, RFK will be removed. There's a suit you see there in front of you. RFK Jr. will be removed from the Nevada ballot, but will remain on Michigan and Wisconsin. We'll continue forward to those states. North Carolina, his name is going to remain on the ballot. Again, potentially hurting Trump's chances. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has been nominated by the We the People Party as the party's presidential candidate to be listed on the ballot. The North Carolina State Department Board of Elections public official officer Patrick Gannon said that party has not informed the state board of any plans to change its nomination. You see how this is working? See how this is all working? There's a lot of gamesmanship here. Pennsylvania, shockingly, will remove his name. Of all the battlegrounds, perhaps none is being more contested by both Democrats and Republicans in Pennsylvania. Kennedy's candidacy has been challenged in court until Friday, when his lawyers filed notice that he no longer opposed the challenge. A judge then granted Kennedy's request to withdraw his candidacy. We need that state. Wisconsin, his name will stay on the ballot. He wrote him a letter. He asked to be withdrawn. They denied it. They're claiming this paragraph right here, vacancies after nomination. Wisconsin State Legislature says the name of the person that shall appear on the ballot, except in case of death of the person, the only one you're going to get removed. So the Wisconsin Elections Commission just voted 5-1 to keep his name on the ballot. How convenient. Just the beginning of the gamesmanship. Because you see, behind the scenes, win or lose, they've initiated a plan against Trump to put him in handcuffs, to guard him prior to him ever stepping foot in office. Has a little bit to do with this memorandum. I think this was the day after Biden walked in. On restoring trust in government through scientific integrity and evidence-based policymaking. That worked out well. And how are they going to do that? By Trump-proofing the Department of Justice. Using non-competitive hiring authority to load up offices key to agenda with career attorneys. Don't worry, I'll tell you what that means and how impactful this is. Personnel is policy. What better way for the current administration to perpetuate its policy should Donald Trump retake the presidency than seating federal agencies with permanent appointees? They've been doing this under cover of darkness. Think of it as an insurance policy for the Biden-Harris administration's legacy. That doesn't exist, by the way. Documents obtained by Protect the Public's Trust, PPT, indicate that the administration may use an obscure hiring authority bypassing the normal merit-based. We have a lot of problem with merit-based hiring right now, don't we? They love DEI hiring, and this perpetuates that through a twist. Because if you actually know what the schedule we're about to discuss, Schedule A is, you'd say, wait, now that wasn't made for the Department of Justice. I'll show you that it actually was, or at least being used that way. Bypassing the normal merit-based competitive hiring process to beef up offices essential to protecting its agenda for future administrations. The document shown that the administration's Department of Justice is using Schedule A hiring authority to appoint hundreds of attorneys and judges to career civil service posts without competition from other candidates. Could this preserve Merrick Garland's position? You'd be surprised it could, in some ways. Biden's got a plan to protect science from Trump. Well, they have a plan to protect a lot more in science from Trump. And it's already in motion. How a union joined the Trump-proofing craze. Which union is that? Here's the press release. AFGE Council 238 reaches new contract with the Environmental Protection Agency. Wins a deal that prioritizes DEIA, talent retention, remote work, enabling workers to meet climate emergency movement. It has ratified a groundbreaking new contract with a first of its kind. I'm going to go full screen so you can read along with me. A first of its kind scientific integrity provision that protects workers from political interference, aka Donald J. Trump, and ensures they will be able to continue to do their work protecting human health and the environment regardless of who is in power in Washington. They are Trump-proofing the administrative state. And they are utilizing the Office of Personnel Management and Schedule A. However, wait, Justice. Schedule A was for hiring people with severe physical disabilities, psychiatric disabilities, and intellectual disabilities. Yes and no. because there's a provision much deeper in this document that will, well, open your eyes, and I'll show you that here in a second. Because down deeper in this document, not only does it include those people, it includes positions of chaplain. It includes attorneys, law clerk trainee positions. Go down even deeper. It includes temporary or intermittent, employment of professional, scientific, or technical experts. Wow, what a great duck and cover preservation technique they found. Any local physician, surgeon, or dentist. Positions of scientific, professional, or analytical nature when filled by bona fide members of the faculty. So guess what they're doing? They are taking the most politically left and giving them these appointments of attorneys and scientists to protect the administrative state. And they're using Schedule A to do it. Oh, and by the way, when you go way down here in you find appointments of persons with intellectual disabilities, severe physical disabilities, or psychiatric disabilities. The government does what it always does. It shows you one thing on the face and does another behind your back. And the Biden administration is using exactly that. How many? Would you like to follow along with me? Let me go a little bit larger here. How many of these appointees have already been made? Let's just continue down the list, shall we? Oh, you're right. 9 pages full. They are creating an army to counter Trump. They are creating a group of individuals that will guard him and handcuff him before he ever can walk into office. And this is being done right now, and no one's telling you about it. The powerful Environmental and Natural Resources Division, responsible for bringing cases against those who violate the national environmental laws, has been reinforced. The Department's Office of Environmental Justice. Nobody even knows about this. And then they're going to be stunned as to why Trump can't get anything done. Because in a precarious time, the Biden-Harris administrations doubles down on the progressive, this is a whole nother department, the Antitrust Division, that they are also reinforcing. Biden's administration steps up antitrust enforcement, another division of the Department of Justice, another 150 attorneys. You see why they keep you distracted with all these little stories? Because they don't want you to know what's being done. They had no problem finalizing a rule to block Trump on Schedule F. We're not going to allow you to terminate the employees. As a matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and appoint them so that you cannot kick them out. So now you can't kick out the fat. You can't lower these agencies that haven't performed. And on top of that, we're going to put permanent appointees who report to us and are loyal to us to block every move you make. Now, to me, I would consider that a major move against Trump, not being reported in the mainstream media, only found by Protect the Public Trust. Biden-Harris caught Trump-proofing Department of Justice with midnight appointments, and they're going to load up all these key offices to assure that Trump is beyond handcuffed. He'll have to spend most of his time just trying to unwind it if he can. I greatly look forward to your comments below. I hope this opened a few eyes that don't yet understand the depth that this administration will go to preserve the interests of a very few who want to maintain control forever over this U.S. government. And trust me, their control has no interest in your freedoms, your liberties, or your way of life. I love you all. Until next time, Godspeed and God bless. Justus Knight, signing out.